Namo Phat, good morning. Thanks for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, or in my way of life. For our Dharma lesson this morning, we're reading Being Misunderstood and/or Misrepresented. This is by Ajahn Amaro from his book, Catastrophe, Apostrophe. Another aspect of working with uncomfortable emotions is related to an extremely challenging area. This is how to be misunderstood and misrepresented. When people are saying things about you that are not true and you think, but it's not that way. Let me explain. How dare you? That's not fair. Or people tell others what your attitude is and they have got their facts wrong. This is what it means to be misunderstood and misrepresented. If you're in a position of responsibility and you have to be guiding people, which I have to do a fair amount of these days as abbot of AMARAVATI, this provides many opportunities to be misunderstood and misrepresented. When you're in a position of responsibility in your family, running a hospital or your business, or in a university, or whatever it might be, then you're doing a lot of decision making and guiding. So there are many opportunities for people to judge your actions and your character. And it's not always praise. People are not always happy about the things that you do, and they don't always understand your motivation. They might be resentful, they might be angry, they may just not have all the information. But it's very common for us to be misunderstood and misrepresented. Of course, even if you're not in a position of leadership, you can still be easily misunderstood, misrepresented. My tendency is to want to jump in and try to explain, oh no, it's not like that. Let me tell you. It's spiritually demanding to practice restraint and not to justify yourself like this. You want to jump in and set everything straight because then, you assume, everything will be all right. I was told a while ago that the Queen of England has two policies. Never complain, never explain. If you're the Queen, you can get away with it. But it's a worthy principle to reflect upon, I feel, even if you're not a queen. Don't complain, don't explain. Because when there's that urge to jump in and make people understand, we can overdo it. We can overcompensate as a result of self-defensiveness. I don't want you to see me like that. I want you to see me the way I like to be seen. So let me go in there and make you see things differently. The very energy, the attitude that we bring to it is filled with self-view and the conceits of I and me and mine. It's not that we should switch off or be disengaged from situations. Rather, it's to not go along with that compulsive pull, to be driven by self-view, but instead to freely allow people to see you the way they want to see you. I can't control how you see me. I can talk in certain ways, and I can hope that you see me in ways I would like to be seen, but I can't control what you experience. It's not within my power. Not even the Buddha or any of the Arahants over the ages could please and inspire everyone. You do your best, but what people make up of, that is completely up to them. I find a skillful way of working with a sense of being misunderstood or misrepresented is that you take note of what people are saying or how people are talking, and you're patient. You recognize, well, that's not exactly true, or they didn't really understand that. So perhaps there'll be a moment when an alternative view can be expressed, or perhaps there won't. Or maybe there might be an opportunity to talk about it with someone else, and they can pass the message back to the misunderstanding person. All that said, sometimes it's best just to leave things alone, particularly if there's a very strong reactivity in the heart. To allow yourself to be misunderstood, sometimes for years, can be very valuable. I've reflected many times on the quotation by Alan Watts, reportedly from the Analects of Confucius: "Those who justify themselves do not convince." It points directly at that relaxing and opening of attitude that is so helpful. Mysteriously, or perhaps not so mysteriously, is often the body language of openness and ease that is the best response. By not giving the signals of self-justification and indignation, one can radically change the dynamic of an exchange or an encounter, thus diminishing stress and suffering for everyone. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.